What's up, everybody? Eric here with another EWE Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about One Piece. Before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know you want me to review next. But yeah, this is going to be my One Piece spoiler-free review. I was going to try and do this in one video, but that's going to be like 30 minutes, and nobody watches 30-minute videos for my stuff, so not even going to bother going that much. So I'll do one video for spoiler-free, one video for spoiler. So this is going to be the spoiler-free video, and I'm going to cover everything spoiler-free for the entire season. But yeah, this is also coming from someone, so truth be told, I'm very nerdy and I love anime and stuff like that, but I've never watched One Piece. Not because I ever thought it was bad or anything like that, but it has over 1,000 episodes, so it's like, okay, I can watch it, but that's gonna take months upon months to finish. So it's always been something scared to do, and it's not because I ever thought it was gonna be bad, because I'm like, no, people love it, it's got 1,000 episodes, so no way it's gonna be bad. So yeah, this is my review for One Piece. So the show streams on Netflix, and it came out on August 31st, 2023. The normal for Netflix, this one was all in one go. They didn't do the whole one part and then a second part. Thank God. I think they were just trying to see how this would do, which I was actually happy with. When they've done it in parts, I'm not sure if it always works for me. I know for Witcher, because it was put out in the parts, I told myself, oh, I'm gonna watch Witcher after part 2 comes out. Part 2 came out, and I had no interest really in watching it because I know that Henry Cavill wasn't coming back, so that kind of hurt me. So yeah, so the cast includes Iñaki Godoy, Emily Rudd, Mackenyu, Jacob Romero Gibson, Taz Skylar, Vincent Reagan, Jeff Ward, and Morgan Davies. So that's the main cast. There's a bunch of people, but that's the main people for it. The people that I actually think will be probably going through the next couple seasons as well, if we get more seasons. We all know what happened with Cowboy Bebop. Not every adaptation gets a second season, but I'm hoping this one does. And the basic plot of the show is that we're following this pirate named Luffy, and him getting a crew and going on a journey to find the One Piece. The whole point of the One Piece is that the person that finds it will become king of the pirates. It is the greatest treasure that can be found. So that's the whole point of the show, to find the One Piece. And Luffy is a great character. So let's actually go into my spoiler-free thoughts. Like I said, no spoiler stuff here, just spoiler-free. But the cast really works well together. I was very surprised because I'm not always sure, oh, how will an adaptation of an anime work when you adapt it? Because sometimes characters can be very, what's the word to say? It doesn't feel as natural in anime, like, oh, all the characters will get along as well as they do. But in this show, it actually worked pretty well how you got them to work along and the things that they were able to do. And everyone got to tell their own story. So each member of Luffy's crew eventually gets their own like story of like their upbringing, how they became the person that they are. And I actually really like that. And throughout the season, you get to see that with Luffy. So it's really cool to see things like that of like, oh, you're building these characters. They're not just characters that just show up. You're actually going to give some thought into them and let us know why we should care about them. And that even goes... So the thing about Luffy is I think Luffy is the closest thing we're going to get to like a live-action Goku that doesn't suck. I do not like Dragon Ball Evolution. But Luffy is that like... He's such a good guy that, oh, he would be the nicest guy you've ever meet. However, once you threaten one of his friends or someone that he cares about, oh, he's gonna whoop your ass. So that's the type of person that Luffy is, and I actually really like how they set him up. And I want to see what they do with this character. Like I said, I'm hoping we get more seasons, but so far I'm liking what they did with them. It seems like, oh, I want to actually see what he does as the captain of this crew. Do they get more crew as we go along? What happens with them? So far I'm liking all of that. And I really enjoy that the world they created. So, like I said, it's all pirates. There's so much water. And if someone made that water joke from Pokemon of like, oh, what was the biggest problem with Ruby and Sapphire? Oh, too much water. It's like, well, this is a lot of water. This is probably where the video games got that from. But like, there's a bunch of islands. They go to them. Like, everyone's still hunting. Like, a lot of people are hunting for the One Piece. But just the way they set up this world, it's like, even when they talk, like they use, like if you see this trailer, like they use snails to talk to each other, like from long distances. It's really cool. I really enjoyed the look and feel of it, seeing the different ships. Like the ships feel like, oh, for a lot of them, like they've been lived in, and I want to see more of that stuff. And the powers as well, because Luffy has powers and other characters have powers as well. I'm not going to talk about everyone that has powers here, but it's just really cool how they set this up, and it works in an anime, like from an anime to a live action setting. It actually worked really well. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I did hear some differences from the live actions from anime. And apparently, like, one thing that they do is like they make sure like you're not gonna get everything in the exact same setting, but they put it in a way that it makes more sense in the setting for the anime and for the live action compared to the anime. Because in anime you can do whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But here you can't be in so much disbelief that it doesn't work well. So they did really good at moving things around. And then the villains are pretty cool. I actually really enjoyed what they're doing with them. So like Buggy is like, if you look at the clown in the trailers, like that's Buggy, and he's a really cool antagonist in my opinion. As Luffy is very lighthearted and nice and all that, Buggy is the opposite. He's just a bastard basically, and he's evil. And having that good light and dark combination in the show, I think it's really good, because I'm guessing we're gonna go see both these characters for a long time, and it worked really well for me. I was actually having a lot of fun seeing this dynamic between them, and even seeing some of the dynamic with some of the other pirates and things like that. I thought it's really cool to see someone like a character I'm just gonna name that I'm pretty sure is gonna show up again later. Someone like Mihawk, who looks really cool. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what this guy eventually becomes going later on. But yeah, that was some of the good stuff. I'm really enjoying what they're doing with this. For 8 episodes, the flow felt really well. It felt like, oh, they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They knew what story they were going to tell and how to tell it. I was not disappointed at all. I was just like, oh, this is really cool. I ended up finishing in 2 nights, so I really had fun with this. It's an easy watch in my opinion. So now let's go now into the bad. And there are some bad things, and some of this is going to be nitpicky, but as it is what it is. In some scenes, and I'm not saying this happens for all scenes, but the production does look a little bit cheaper in some spots where it looks very high end in another. Like you can tell where they wanted to really spend the money. And there's sometimes where it's like, oh, you guys this felt like a scene you couldn't really touch up as much as you wanted. I also don't know how much VFX budget they had and like what they could do. But sometimes the lighting feels weird to me in some scenes, and I was just like, oh, that's weird. But in other scenes, it looks really cool. And then Luffy's powers don't always make sense to me. Like, at times he seems like he's invincible and he can do whatever, but then at other times he can't. And it's just like, I couldn't tell how exactly his powers work. And I kind of wish they'd explain it a little bit more, but it's fine for right now. It worked in the way that you needed to work in the story. And I also wish that the Marines were a little bit more fleshed out. At times it feels like there's not really much of a distinction with the way that they should be versus what they actually are. And I want them to explore it a little bit more. If I were to watch the anime, I would think that they're villains, if I'm being quite honest. So I'm kind of hoping we see more with them, just because I want to get a really good distinction of what these characters are supposed to be. And now the other bad thing, and this has nothing to do with the show itself, it's that I got really into it, but I also have to remember who's made the show. Netflix. Now this is the big one. I am not sure if I see Netflix, like my best case scenario right now, and this might be, I'm very Debbie Downer, I guess. I don't see this going past 3 seasons. The reason being, I don't see the track record for Netflix to give a show that much leeway. So it's my one thing right now where I'm like, oh, are they going to cancel after 3 seasons? Which could still be 3 amazing seasons. However, for this story to really go the way I hope it goes, we need way more than that. So that's right now my, like, the bad thing. So let's actually move on to my score, and surprisingly, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I thought it was great. Even my complaints right there, I thought they were very nitpicky. I didn't think they were really bad or anything like that. So I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 for great. I think most people are going to watch this are going to enjoy it, whether you know anything of the backstory or you do know stuff. You don't have to know anything. They tell you, like, this is the start of the thing, and it's just fun to watch. It's great. And I definitely recommend people go watch this. People are like, oh, I've never seen the anime. You don't need to see the anime. They tell you the story from the beginning. And I actually kind of want to go watch the anime to see how that story is told. My guess right now is that the anime probably does things a little bit more lighthearted, but I'd have to see to be sure. But yeah, guys, so that's my spoiler-free review for One Piece Season 1. I will be making a spoiler review later. I want to spend a little more time talking about the arc and how they did everything. And I feel like that video could reach somewhere like 20 minutes, so I didn't want to put that with this at the moment. I still need to do a review for Season 2 of Star Trek Strange New World. I'll try to get that soon. But yeah, guys, I'll also get the next Ahsoka video out as soon as possible after I watch it. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.